Welcome to the Scout National Showcase from June 9th, 2014 from Kennesaw, Georgia and Kennesaw State University. Game 1 features our yellow and our blue team, 40 of the top players on the East Coast, and we'll start off by meeting our yellow team lineup this morning.
Tierney Worcester, La Plata, Maryland. Taylor Marciniak, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Abigail Rogers, Stockbridge, Georgia.
Savannah Turby, Atlanta, Georgia. Chelsea Evans, Seaford, Virginia.
Katie Laxona, Newtown, Connecticut.
Caitlin Meyer, Palm Bay, Florida. Lauren Bray, Lucas City, North Carolina. Lily Beth, Madison, Mississippi. Avery Lamb, Warner, Albany, Georgia.
Rachel Bonatavitis out of Georgia gets the start in the circle for the blue team. Rachel makes her way to the National Showcase from the Georgia State University Scout Regional back in March.
I don't know, there's a good spot when we standing.
Dennis Talley behind the plate. As you'll see throughout the event, Dennis, one of the most vocal, entertaining umpires. We told Dennis we wish we could take him everywhere with us, but
Alright, here we go. Corner's ready.
Royster in for the yellow team to lead things off. First pitch on the way. Karina Stern with the block behind the plate. And we're underway here in game 1 from Kennesaw. Royster, a 2016 outfielder out of Maryland. Entered into Scout Regional at Virginia Tech just a few months ago. Bonatavitis misses low and outside for ball 2. Corners in for the blue team. Bonatavitis shakes off. 2-0 delivery on the way. Slap ground ball to shortstop. Calhoun to her backhand side. Pulls Estelle up the line a little bit, and Royster's ahead with the leadoff single for the yellow team. Looked like Estelle may have reached a little bit early with the left foot. Not a bad throw by Calhoun. Taylor Marciniak digs in for the yellow team. Just a 2018 prospect, already in the Scout top 20. And Karina Stern with another nice block behind the plate. Stern will head out and meet Bonatavitis halfway to the circle. The catchers are calling pitches. And typically they're working with the pitcher that they haven't worked with before. They've only had a small bullpen session before the game gets going to become familiar with each other. 1-0 pitch on the way. This is high and outside. Two-0 pitch on the way to Marciniak. Stern again to her glove hand side with the block. Sometimes in showcase situations, it's not always the best plays that allow a catcher to be seen. It's when a pitcher's struggled with command a little bit. 3-0 pitch is grounded to the left side off the glove of Casey Carr. Logan Calhoun picks it up, puts it in her pocket. And wisely so, because Marciniak runs well. She was going to beat that ball out. And after a couple of infield singles here in game 1, Abby Rogers digs in for the yellow team. And again, Karina Stern with a nice block behind the plate. Rogers, a 2016 third baseman. You'll see the familiar Georgia Outlaws helmet that you'll see throughout the day on a couple of different players. 1-0 pitch on the way. Misses low and in. Royster's going to take off for third base. And Dennis Talley's going to call that a dead ball. Rogers had moved out of the box before the throw and had some contact with Karina Stern. In this showcase situation, however, though, we're going to put Rogers back at the plate and let her hit. And that's what you see going on right here. So we'll call the play dead. We will leave that as an out for the yellow team. So the blue team now with runners at first and second, 1 out. Ground ball up the middle. That's true to center field. Blake Brackett with the throw to home plate. Pulls Sturm up the line. Not in time. Marciniak cut down going to third base. And that'll leave 2 outs after the Abigail Rogers RBI single that scores Tierney Royster. Nice play by Karina Sturm to come up the line to receive the throw. Then the cut down to Speedy Marciniak, trying to go first to third. Rogers advances to second. And that'll bring up Savannah Turvey out of Atlanta. The 3-4 combination for the yellow team representing the Georgia Outlaws. Not the easiest thing to do to be the first pitcher out of the gate here at a national showcase. 1-0 pitch on the way. Sturm frames that one up, and it evens the count and a ball and a strike. One pitch on the way to Turvey. Change up off the end of the bat. And it seems like Bonatabatis and Sturm now have a little bit of chemistry back there. Starting to work with each other. Doesn't take long for these talented players to develop that. 1-2 pitch on the way to Turvey. Sturm sets outside. Not a bad spot to miss in a 1-2 count. Turvey, a 2016 catcher. Very impressive in a regional showcase debut. 2-2 pitch on the way. High and outside, and the count runs full. Chelsea Evans on deck for the yellow team. Payoff pitch on the way to Turvey. Misses high and outside. At a national showcase, when a batter walks the first time, the count resets to 2 balls and 1 strike. If they walk a second time, the count will just go full until something happens. So you may see a batter with a full count for several pitches. 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Bonatabatis now working the corners a little bit more like we saw back in March of this year. Sturm sets outside for the 2-2 pitch. That's hammered down the right field line. That'll go over the skybox area down the right field line here at Kennesaw State. Players being treated to an outstanding facility here at Kennesaw State. One of the places where we feel like the softball field is actually a little bit nicer than the baseball field. 2-2 pitch on the way in the dirt. The throw to third base, not in time. And Abby Rogers shows off her speed as she takes third base here. Count runs full to Turvey. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Bonatabatis trying to pitch out of a minor jam here. Payoff pitch in the dirt, blocked by Sturm. Count will remain full to Turvey. No walks at a national showcase. The point is to be seen, to have opportunity. Walks did not allow us to do that. Bonatabatis shakes off twice. Has a pitch she likes here on the payoff pitch again. Hammered down the third base line off the glove of Casey Carr. That'll be a fair ball. This Turvey was sitting dead red and got a pitch that she liked. And hammered that ball down the third base line. That'll score Abby Rogers. And Turvey's aboard with a 2-out single to give our yellow team a 2-0 early lead here. Chelsea Evans will step in, 2017 pitcher. She'll take the ball for the yellow team here in the bottom half of the first inning when we get there. Evans out of the Lakewood, New Jersey regional. Bonatabatis misses low and inside. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on the changeup. That's the second changeup that Bonatabatis has thrown here in the first inning and had outstanding results with. See if she goes back to it. 1-1 pitch. Again, changeup. Swung on and missed. One and two the count to Evans. 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch misses low and away. Savannah Turvey, the runner at first base. And Sturm will pick that ball up foul. Not terribly hot outside yet, but extremely humid. You wonder if the pitchers will have a little bit of trouble getting a grip on the ball early today. Ground ball to short. Logan Calhoun's backhand side. She can't come up with it. And that'll be the third infield single of the inning. As Chelsea Evans is aboard here with 2 outs. Katie Laxonen will step in. Catcher out of Connecticut. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Pretty good rip by Laxonen there. Casey Carr over to third base in slightly unfamiliar territory, but she can handle that position. Casey Carr at third base, the scout record holder, an overhand velocity at 73 miles per hour. 1-1 pitch, misses low and inside. And it's 2-1 to Laxonen. Sturm sets outside, 2-1 pitch on the way, in there, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch on the way, fouled off. And again, Bonatavlis goes back to the changeup that's been very effective for her so far. That's likely a conversation that Sturm and Bonatavlis will have in the dugout in between innings as they become familiar with each other. It's probably spurred a conversation between Chelsea Evans and her catcher. 2-2 pitch misses high and outside. Runs the count full. Not a situation where the runners are going to take off blindly here because a walk turns back into a full count. Payoff pitch on the way. That's fouled off of Laxonen's left shin. And lucky for Katie, she's not playing in the regional in Lakewood, New Jersey, where it's 45 degrees. So she'll be able to shake that one off a little bit sooner than she would have been able to back in November of 2013. Kara Wilson at second base. Extremely solid up the middle is the blue team right now defensively. Payoff pitch on the way again. That just popped out of play. We're set for the payoff pitch one more time. Laxonen able to get a piece of the changeup there and spoil a very good pitcher's pitch from Bonatavlis. Sturm sets outside. Swing and a miss. And that'll end the top half of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Yellow team able to secure a 2-0 lead at the National Showcase from Atlanta. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning here from Kennesaw State University in Kennesaw, Georgia, our Atlanta National Showcase. Chelsea Evans will get the start for the yellow team here in the bottom half of the first inning in the circle. Lauren Bray will be behind the plate. And we'll go ahead and take a look at our blue team lineup as they introduce themselves for you.
Blake Brackett, Vienna, Virginia.
Logan Calhoun, Dublin, Georgia.
Casey Carr, Bedford, Virginia.
Rachel Bonatavlis, Augusta, Georgia.
Kara Wilson, Tampa, Florida. Karina Stern, McLean, Virginia. Montana Shug, Thomaston, Georgia. Fiona Summers, Lombard, Illinois. Kara Estelle, Swanee, Georgia. Chase Owens, Cedartown, Georgia.
Blake Brackett to lead things off here for the blue team in the bottom of the first. Brackett currently sits in the scout top 150. She'll slap the first pitch she sees from Evans out of play for strike one.
Third base.
Blake wearing the familiar Vienna Stars helmet. I've had several Stars players have a lot of success at Scout Nationals in the past. 0-1 pitch on the way. Bray can't come up with it. Evens the count of the ball and the strike. Brackett a low 2-6 runner. A 2016 outfielder. Can slap, can swing as well. Show slap here, swings and misses. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chelsea Evans to debut the rise ball here in Kennesaw. 1-2 pitch on the way. Takes a little bit off of that one. And it evens the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes as that ball misses inside. And narrowly missed Blake Brackett. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball back to Evans. She'll take 1 step though, a strike to Caitlin Meyer at first base. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Logan Calhoun will step in. This will be her first time seeing Chelsea Evans in game action. Calhoun, a 2016 shortstop outfielder out of Georgia. She takes high for ball 1. Calhoun, one of the more patient hitters. Swing-wise, there's just a lot to like about what she does at the plate. She's able to initiate rotation early, keep the hands back, decide when it's time to hit. Allows her to spoil a lot of really good pitchers' pitches as well. 2-0 pitch on the way to Calhoun. Slice down the left field line, foul. Calhoun does have power at the plate as well. Hits to all fields. 2-1 pitch. And we'll see if Calhoun can take a big rip here to 3-1 offering coming from Chelsea Evans. Bray sets outside. Misses for ball 4. Now to reset the count to 2 balls and a strike. Bray sets outside again. And Evans misses up. Count runs 3-1. Now the interesting situation here for Calhoun is that if she takes this pitch and it's a ball, it's actually a worse count than she would be in. 3-1 pitch. That ball's hammered to center field. That'll get over the head of Royster. That'll go for extra bases. Calhoun will take the turn at second base. Relay throw. Haley Best trails the relay throw. But Calhoun will be in without a challenge at third base. Nice job of Haley Best out of Mississippi to trail the cut at short. As Calhoun's in with a 1-out triple. And as the blue team looks to get one of the runs back that they gave up in the top half of the first. Here's Casey Carr who will step in. Carr, 2016 shortstop pitcher out of Virginia. She'll take the changeup from Evans, high and outside for ball 1. Carr went 3 for 3 in her regional performance back at Virginia Tech. 73 overhand, 64 in the circle. And she's got some power at the plate too, as she takes to Evans offering low for ball 2. Calhoun at third. 1 out for the blue team. 2-0 pitch on the way. That ball's hammered into left field. That'll be an RBI single for Casey Carr. And so far in 2 Scout Showcase appearances, we've yet to see Casey Carr making out at the plate. And a nice opportunity here for Rachel Bonatavides to get a run back, help out her own cause here. Bonatavides not hit extremely hard in the first inning, just 3 infield singles. Runner at first, 1 out. Nice block by Lauren Bray behind the plate. Carr is a threat to run. Has some speed at first base. One 0 pitch on the way from Evans. In there for strike one. Throw to second base, not in time, as Carr is able to hook slide around the bag. Nice tag by the young Marciniak at shortstop there. Tying run moves to second base. 1-1 the count on Bonatavitis. Change up. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Great confidence in the changeup by Evans to be able to throw that even in the count. Well ahead of her time in the circle. Could actually be a 2018 birthday-wise, too. There's the first rise ball from Evans. The nice thing about the rise ball from Evans is that it's not missing a lot of her top velocity yet. Pre-tilts a little bit. 2-2 pitch on the way. Change up for strike three. Again, Evans showing complete confidence in the changeup, and why not when it works like that? As hitters step into the box the first time here in Kennesaw, they'll definitely have nerves. So the changeup a good way to expose some of the willingness to jump a little bit. Kara Wilson, the hitter, out of Florida. Wilson was solid last December in St. Petersburg at a regional showcase. Plenty of speed at second base. Base hit should be able to score Casey Carr. 2-0 pitch. Foul tip. Bray holds on to it. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bray sets up inside again. Change up, hammered down the third base line. It's foul. Looked like that change up backed up a little bit for Evans. Or came back into Wilson a little bit. First 2 or 3 change ups that Evans threw had a lot of bite to them. Stayed on a pure vertical plane. That one tried to run inside a little bit. 2-2 pitch on the way. Bray's going to set outside here. Screwball misses. Carr's going to take third without a throw. Evans simply tried to overthrow that pitch. Which velocity behind the changeup? It's not a bad idea, but young pitcher just tried to overthrow that one. Full count to Wilson. Payoff pitch on the way. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Ground ball to third base. Abby Rogers picks up. Those a strike to Caitlin Meyer, and we're through 1. Yellow team on top. 2-1 as we head to the top of the second from Kennesaw. Rachel Bonatavitis back out for her second inning of work here. Fiona Summers will take over behind the plate. Summers, a 2016 catcher out of Illinois. Summers makes her way to Atlanta from the coldest of all the regional showcases in the last year, from St. Louis in October of 2013. Out of Lindenwood University. Great facility. Complete turf. Caitlin Meyer will lead things off. At check-in time at about 5 p.m. in St. Louis, we were looking at about 35 degrees. When we left, there was frost on the railing of the dugout. Nice frame by Summers inside. As Bonatavitis continues to look more comfortable in the circle with every batter. Summers sets inside again for the 0-1. Change up off the end of the bat. Calhoun charges in a few steps, throws a strike to Kara Estelle, and there's one out. Calhoun probably relieved to get a routine ball hit to her. She's had a play to her backhand side to start things off. A ricochet off the glove of Carr earlier on a hard hit ball. Lauren Bray steps in. Strike on the outside corner. Mona Tabdas able to hold the power line a little bit longer with her pitches now. Showing more of that subtle break. Gaining confidence. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses up and away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Bray, a 2017 catcher out of North Carolina. Has handled herself well behind the plate so far today. Two-one offering on the way. Swing and a miss. And that's what we saw Bona Tabdas do earlier this year at Georgia State at her Scout Regional. Worked the corners very well. Stayed ahead of hitters mainly. 2-2 pitch on the way. Haley Best on deck for the yellow team. Just misses with the curve outside again. Bray showing very good discipline, able to lay off that pitch. Payoff pitch on the way. Summers sets inside. Fly ball. Plenty of time for Blake Brackett to run underneath that one. And there's 2 outs here at the top of the second. Haley Best will step in out of Mississippi. Best, a 2017 second baseman. First pitch on the way, misses. Haley Best already showing off some of her instincts as she trailed the Logan Calhoun triple, trailed Barciniak at shortstop. You just don't see out of a lot of freshmen. 1-0 pitch misses low and away, and it's 2-0 to Haley Best. Summers being very solid behind the plate receiving so far. Has definitely improved in that category since we last saw her in St. Louis. And really a good lesson for catchers everywhere on presenting pitches the right way, getting a rapport with the home plate umpire so that when you decide to frame a pitch, you're more likely to get the call. 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Definitely not a pitch that Best was interested in swinging at, especially 3-0. 3-1 pitch on the way. Summer sets inside, grounded down the third baseline, off the facing of the dugout. It'll ricochet around as Casey Carr chases it down. And Best has found herself in a full count situation. I'm sorry, that's a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch on the way to Best. Grounded foul down the third baseline again. Bona Tabdas will get a new ball from home plate umpire Dennis Talley. Two pitch on the way again. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Summers was thinking about throwing it. He's going to call her out. And that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Yellow's still on top 2-1 from Kennesaw.
Everybody have fun. You're good. Hey, you made me laugh. Good job.
Karina Stern will lead things off for the blue team here in the bottom of the second. Chelsea Evans in the circle once again for the yellow team. Lauren Bray will be behind the plate once more for the yellow team. Sturm, the 2015 catcher out of Virginia. Take the first offering from Evans on the inside corner for strike one. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way. In there for strike two. You can really just see the confidence that Evans pitches in, or pitches with. Has a lot of faith in her movement, her command. 0-2 pitch, rise ball, misses up early. And definitely a good debut so far for the Chelsea Evans rise ball. That was definitely needed to keep advancing her as a potential Division I pitcher. Sturm thought that might have been strike three. She was 2 steps out of the box. She'll smile that one off a little bit. And she'll bat with new life. 2-2 from Evans. Changeup misses. The count runs full. Evans definitely looks like a very solid Division I pitcher. Adding the rise ball was definitely a good step in the right direction. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the left side. It's off of Taylor Marciniak's foot as she didn't quite get the glove over. Looked like she hesitated as that ball got past Abby Rogers. She may have been surprised that the ball hit to the left side, just was still available after it passed Abby Rogers. Rogers covers a lot of ground, so Marciniak may have assumed too much there. Montana Shug will step in. Sturm aboard for the blue team here. Tying run at first base. First pitch misses down and in. Sturm will advance to second base as Bray's not able to keep that ball in front. Sturm runs well for a catcher. Shug settles in for the 1-0 pitch. Changeup misses. And even though the command's off with the changeup there, still like the idea that Evans is willing to throw that pitch in a 1-0 count. Counts 2-0 to Shug. Pitch on the way. Hammered down the right field line off the glove of Meyer. Sturm's going to score easily from second base, as Montana Shug absolutely kills that ball down the first base line. Just not enough time for Caitlin Meyer to do anything but get a glove up in its direction. More than anything, Caitlin Meyer saved that ball from becoming a double or triple, because Shug does run pretty well. Fiona Summer steps in. Go-ahead run now at first base with Montana Shug. Pick to first base, not in time. Shug back in, standing up. Summers already showing improvement behind the plate. Looks more physical now. Ground ball to third base. Rogers picks it up foul. Shug had a very good jump at first base. May have been going on the pitch. Trying to stay out of the inning double play here. Rise ball misses. Shug will take second base without a throw. And I'll correct myself. That would not be an inning double play, as there are nobody out. Shug the go-ahead run at second base for the blue team. Fiona Summers the batter. Change up. Ball's popped up down the left field line. Plenty of room at third base for Abby Rogers. Marciniak covering third base. Katie Laxonen in left field showing off the catcher's wheels. Backing that play up. One out for Kara Estelle. Prey sets outside. In there for strike one. Estelle will be followed by Shea Sullins on deck. Then back to the top of the order with Blake Brackett. Should we get that far this inning. Ground ball to second base. Haley Best on to Caitlin Meyer. Shug stays put at third base. And there are now 2 outs. Haley Best here from the Conway, Arkansas Regional back in April, the day before Easter. That's where Shea Sullins made her Scout Regional appearance this year. Sullins a pitcher by trade, but she swung the bat better this year. Has obviously been putting in a little bit of time in the cage. Pitch on the way to Sullins. Ground ball to third base. Abigail Rogers picks it up. Myers with the reach, and now in the inning. We'll head to the top of the third, all tied up at 2 apiece from the Scout National Showcase. Shea Sullins on the work for the blue team here. The top of the third inning. Karina Stern behind the plate. Calhoun at third, Casey Carr at shortstop, Carrie Wilson second base, and Rachel Bonatavides over at first base. A little pitcher-on-pitcher action here as Avery Lamb will step in. Lamb one half of a very good pitching tandem for the Georgia Outlaws along with Emily Souls. Emily Souls, a 2-time Scout All-American. Has committed to Georgia State University. As Georgia State continues to add to an impressive list of recruits. 0-1 pitch on the way to Lamb. Nice block by Stern. She's been outstanding behind the plate so far.
Hey, you're working him right here. 9, what do you say, kid?
And the biggest thing to consider when you see a catcher blocking a ball like that is just the unfamiliarity with the pitcher she's working with. 1-1 pitch fouled out of play to the left side.
Hey, what's the funny stuff right here? Hey, what do you say here? What do you say here, kid? Battle.
Obviously easy to predict where an off-speed pitch is going when it starts at a certain height. If you've seen that pitch 500 times, but likely that's the first time that Stern's seen that pitch. Strike 3 on the outside corner from Shea Sullins. And that's something that Sullins really needed to do this year compared to last year. Sullins, this is her second national showcase. Last year she got into a little bit of trouble as a rising 9th grader, as she would continually get ahead of hitters and get to 2 strike counts, but leave something over the plate just a little bit longer. And that's something we really saw her expand on with her repertoire a little bit back at Central Arkansas back in April, was the idea that she could get ahead of hitters and then continue working off the plate a little bit more each time. Boyster, the hitter, she's 1 for 1 with an infield single. Scored the first run of the National Showcase season this year. Another outstanding prospect from the Vienna Stars. Really one of the programs that opened up the ability for Scout to go to the East Coast as Vienna Stars players attended events. Nice pick by Casey Carr at shortstop on a short hop to throw out to Speedy Royster. As we talked about earlier, Casey Carr with plenty of arm at 73 miles per hour. Looks effortless at time, which is a good thing. Marciniak will step in. She's 1 for 1, had an infield single. And we've continued to say over the last couple of years about Sullins just how smooth and effortless everything is mechanically in the circle. Velocity will come. Ground ball to shortstop. Carr picks up again. And another strike. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still tied 2 apiece from Kennesaw. Blue team coming to bat in the bottom of the third. Avery Lamb will see her first action of the day in the circle. With the familiar catcher, Savannah Turvey will handle the catching duties. Lamb will consistently work around 59 miles per hour in the circle. She will touch 60. And she'll deal with one of the top leadoff type players in the country in the 2016 class as Blake Brack will step in. Not able to hold back, and it's no balls and a strike. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Good spot from Lamb right there. Able to get Brackett to bite on something a little bit higher in his zone and works it down a little bit more. Lamb works fast in the circle. 1-1 pitch on the way. That ball's drilled into right field. And Lauren Bray on the run is able to come up with it. As everyone immediately gives the catcher a hard time for running the ball down in right field. Calhoun steps in 1 for 1 with the triple back in the first. She'll slap this time. Calhoun is a plus runner as well. Very high on base percentage type player here. 0-1 pitch on the way. She'll swing this time. One pitch on the way. On the inside corner for strike 2. Lamb may have missed her spot there, but it works all the same in the end. 1-2 pitch on the way to Calhoun. Change up, grounded to second base. Haley Best charges it on the flip. And there's 2 outs. Evans at first base now. Best at second, Marciniak at short. Abigail Rogers will stay put at third base. Casey Carr steps in 1 for 1 with the single back in the first. And an RBI, hammered the ball into left field. She'll take strike 1 on the outside corner from Avery Lamb. Again, the combination of Lamb and Souls for the Outlaws this year should give them a very strong chance to show well at Nationals. Qualified early out of the gate. 2 completely different pitchers that allow them to match up with anybody in the country. Lamb quickly ahead, 0-2 to Carr. 0-2 pitch on the way. Misses Hupp. Bonatavdis on deck. 0-2 pitch. Grounded down the third base line. Rogers will pick that ball up foul. One-two pitch on the way again from Lamb. Swing and a miss. And we'll head to the fourth. Still knotted up at 2 apiece from the Scout National Showcase from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Silence, high fives. Silence, high fives.
Shea Solon's back out for her second inning of work. Fiona Summers behind the plate this time. Montana Shug at third. Casey Carr at short. Carrie Wilson at second. Abigail Rogers to lead things off for the yellow team. 1-for-1 with an RBI single. Pops that ball up out of play down the right field line. That may reach the baseball field. Oh, 1 pitch on the way from Solons. One pitch, fouled out of play again down the right field line. Estelle's going to chase it to the seats. It's out of play. One-two pitch. Misses her spot inside. Rogers will dump that ball ahead of Logan Calhoun in center field, and she is 2 for 2.
I thought you were going up this way.
Solons missed her spot, but she didn't miss it in a place where that ball should have been hit very well, but Rogers is strong enough to dump that ball in ahead of Logan Calhoun in center field. Savannah Turvey will step in, 1-for-1. RBI single back in the first inning. She scored Abby Rogers. First pitch on the way. In there for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Solons continues to command the ball very well. Continuing the trend that we saw at Central Arkansas earlier this year. Just not missing over the plate like she was last year. And understandably so last year. She hadn't played 1 inning of high school ball. Just an 8th grader. Good spot to miss with 2 strikes there. But this is the type of pitcher that Solons in. She's a lot of finesse. As she continues to mature and able to mix in the off speed a little bit more, velocity will pick up a little bit more. It can't help but do that. Nice spot, ground ball to second base. Wilson on to first to Estelle. And there's 1 out. Again, that's just a clinic of location right there by Shea Solons. Missed far enough inside with the 2-strike pitch that when she went outside, it really created a lot of spacing issues for Turvey. Go ahead, run at second base. 1 out for Chelsea Evans. First pitch swinging. And strike 1. Evans should see some time at first base at the next level as well when she's not pitching. She'll pop that ball straight back into the street. And quickly, Solons has Evans down at 2 strikes. Evans actually played shortstop and pitched the first time we saw her. Looking more like pitching is going to be her ticket scholarship-wise. Solons misses a rise ball over the head of Summers. No throw to third base. And with Abby Rogers' speed, that's a dangerous spot for her to be. It doesn't even have to be a pass ball that gets to the screen. It could just kick a few feet away from Summers, and Rogers might be able to score. A threat to score on any sort of sac fly, no matter how deep it is. As we actually were testing 20 and 40-yard splits in Kennesaw, Rogers hands down was the fastest 40-yard runner. Nice block by Summers. Rogers, as we stated, doesn't even have to get to the backstop for Rogers to score. And the yellow team will take a 3-2 lead. Two strikes on Evans. She'll spoil that offering from Shea Solons just to stay alive here.
Taylor, come around here and get this ball.
Swing and a miss.
Right. Yeah.
2 outs for the blue team here in the top of the fourth. Katie Laxon will step in. Struck out her first time up. Swing and a miss on the drop curve from Solons. She's down, no balls and a strike. Laxonen faced Rachel Bonatavdis her first at bat. She popped that ball up into the stands. Up in game 2, it's going to be our red and blue teams. About 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Nice 0-2 pitch by Shea Solons there. Misses just off the plate. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch on the way. Summers tries to backhand that one. Solons working in rhythm, staying in rhythm. 2-2 pitch on the way. Summers sets outside. Ground ball past the diving Casey Carr at shortstop. And Laxonen is aboard with a 2-out single for the yellow team here in the top of the fourth.
Hey guys, watch your iris.
Like 3 days ago.
Caitlin Meyer steps in with a runner at first base, 2 outs. First pitch on the way, fouled straight back. Meyer grounded to short in her first at bat to lead off the second inning for the yellow team. 0-1 pitch. Fouled straight back again. This time got a pretty good piece of Dennis Talley. He says he's all right. We believe him. No balls, 2 strikes to Meyer out of Florida. Pick off the first, not in time. Laxonen able to get back standing out. Looked like Estelle took an angle towards the throw instead of working back towards the bag a little bit. 1-2 pitch on the way. Line drive shortstop. Casey Carr reaches up the middle. She'll pull it in. But the yellow team takes a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning from Kennesaw, Georgia. Avery Lamb back on for her second inning of work here from Kennesaw State. Lamb pitched a 1-2-3, bottom of the third. Bonatavdis, Kara Wilson, Karina Stern due up here in the bottom of the fourth for the blue team. Trailing 3-2. Bonatavdis struck out her first at bat against Chelsea Evans. Savannah Turvey behind the plate again. In there for strike 1. Lamb definitely not going to let a hitter settle into a routine at the plate. She works fast. 1-1 pitch misses high and inside. Looks like she held onto a changeup a little bit too long. The 2-1 pitch. That ball's hit up the middle. It's going to go as a base hit. Royster will scoop it up in center field on to Marciniak. And Bonatavdis is on board for a leadoff single for the blue team, as the blue and yellow team continue to trade blows here in game number 1. Kara Wilson will be the hitter. She grounded out to Abigail Rogers in her first at bat back in the first inning. First pitch on the way. And Avery Lamb continues to get ahead of almost every hitter that she's seen so far. Oh, 1 pitch. In there for strike 2. And Lamb doing an exceptional job so far, working both sides of the plate. Turby's going to set away again. Throw to first. Not in time. Nice tag by Chelsea Evans, who's working at first base now. Again, Chelsea Evans, definitely not a pitcher only. She can hit. She can play defense as well. 1-2 pitch on the way. Pretty solid pitch calling from Savannah Turby on the prior pitch. 0-2 count, looking to pick off a runner. Got a pitch she can handle and throw well. Count even at 2. In there for strike 3. As Avery Lamb continues to backdoor the curveball and paint the outside corner and make life very difficult on the blue team hitters. Karina Sturm will step in. She singled and scored a run back to lead off the second inning. Sturm's had a fine day behind the plate so far. First pitch on the way, and there for strike 1. And Lamb so far hasn't had to change anything, able to go to the backdoor curve. Without any success from the blue team. Pick off the first, not in time. Catchers are definitely encouraged to pick off runners as much as they want to in these games. They're here to showcase. Just misses outside. Count runs to 2 balls and a strike to Sturm. And Avery Lamb pretty much just sitting pinpoint with the curve right now. Only command issues that Lamb's had so far is when she's tried to go up in the zone. Been able to work in and out. Works down very well in the zone. Payoff pitch on the way. Just misses low and away. And the count will reset to 2 balls and a strike. As Karina Sturm's had a couple of really tough 2-strike pitches to take, but it's worked out in her favor. 2-1 count now to Sturm. And there for strike 2. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's definitely tough to pull the trigger on a pitch like that just doesn't get very much of the plate. 2 strikes and a swing and a miss. Looked like Lamb found an extra gear there a little bit and pitched more in that 59, 60 mile an hour range. Montana Shug will step in. RBI single in her first at bat. Lamb will miss high and outside for ball 1. Shug with an RBI single to scored Karina Sturm back in the second inning. She'll foul that ball off of her left foot. She'll limp back to the plate just a little bit. Turby sets inside. That ball's through the 3-4 hole down the right side. Caitlin Meyer will make a throw to the plate. She may have overshot the throw to first base there. As Bonatavlos will move in the scoring position at second base and Shug's aboard with a 2-out single to right field. Fiona Summers will step in. Summers popped out to the third baseman, her first at bat in the second inning. Runners at first and second, 2 outs for the blue team. Lamb misses outside again. Montana Shug doing exactly what you have to with the backdoor curveball, just staying back, staying through it. Able to spray it to the right side. As Lamb evens the count and a ball and a strike to Fiona Summers. Cara Estelle on deck. Bonatavis, the runner at second base. Bonatavis represents the tying run at this point as the yellow team's ahead 3-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth. We'll play 7, play the top and bottom of the 7th no matter what here. Fouled off the screen to the right side. Plenty of foul territory here at Kennesaw State. Definitely not your cookie cutter type ballpark that you see. A lot of character to the facility. We're definitely excited to see the new construction as it finishes out beyond the center field and left field wall. Turvey to pick the first base. Evans to throw to third. And Bonatavis will move up to third base. And again, in the showcase games, players not always playing to the score, more playing to the play that they can make. So maybe a play that Turvey doesn't make in a qualifier or at Nationals this summer with the Georgia Outlaws, but at a Scout National, they're encouraged to do these sorts of things. They're encouraged to take extra bases, throw behind runners, whatever they can do to create showcase opportunity for themselves and anyone else on the field at the same time is all a positive in our minds. We know the college coaches that watch national showcases every day appreciate the action that they're able to see. Ground ball to the right side. Flip on the first base, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Yellow still on top, 3-2 from Kennesaw, Georgia. Lauren Bray to lead things off against Casey Carr here in the top of the 5th. Carr seeing her first action for the blue team. If it wasn't enough for Casey Carr to hold the Scout overhand velocity record at 73 miles per hour, she's also about 64 in the circle at times. First pitch on the way in the right field for a base hit for Lauren Bray. Logan Calhoun able to keep that ball from going into the gap in for extra bases, as Lauren Bray is able to greet Casey Carr with a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th. Haley Best due up next. Best struck out in her first at bat against Bonatavis. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Lauren Bray, the runner at first base, she's now 1 for 2 with the single. Sturm sets up inside. Nice scoop. And Karina Sturm continues to knock down anything that comes her way behind the plate. Pick off the first, not in time to get the diving Lauren Bray. Karina Sturm definitely very comfortable in this setting. 2-1 pitch. Changeup misses. That'll get past Sturm. That'll get to the backstop. Bray will move up 60 feet. We take a look at the middle infield with Montana Shug at short, Kara Wilson at second. Sturm sets outside, and Carr will miss outside. Ball 4, so the count resets to 2 balls and a strike. 2 best. In there for strike 2. Two pitch. Fouled off down the right field line. Estelle picks it up while it's still foul. Ball had enough English on it where it may have attempted to come back a little bit. Definitely at some of the turf fields we visited this year, that's got a chance to come back. 2-2 pitch again. Fouled off the screen. Haley Best, the only player from the state of Mississippi at a Scout National Showcase this summer. Has definitely represented her state very well at the regional and national level. 2-2 pitch on the way. Hammered down the left field line, but foul. It's a great sign from a young 2017 hitter to be able to turn on that sort of velocity inside from Casey Carr. Avery Lamb on deck for the yellow team. Royster in the hole. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Haley Best. Sturm sets outside. Ground ball down the third base line. Paige Novak, former Georgia State player, picks that one up pretty easily. Looks like she's done this before. Two-two pitch again. Blocked by Sturm, and the count runs full. Casey Carr always very even kill. If she hits a home run or strikes out, you never know it. Very focused. Ground ball to the left side. Montana Shug to throw to first base, not in time to get to speedy Haley Best. And Best will take second base. The Summers continue to check on Lauren Bray at third base. Nice heads-up base running by Haley Best. As the yellow team will try to plate a couple of insurance runs with the 3-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. Avery Lamb will step in. Dennis Talley will give the home plate a little bit of maintenance there. Avery Lamb steps in. Struck out in her first at bat against Shea Solons, top of the 3rd. Carr able to get the screwball over for strike 1. Carr with a little bit of the intimidation factor in the circle at times. Obviously, players at a scout event know each other very well. They know velocities. Ground ball down the third base line. It's foul. This is essentially fantasy softball for me at these events. Be able to see some of the top players work against each other. From the scouting side, really helps the comparison to see these kids at the same event in the same situations. Just to make sure the numbers that we put up are accurate on players as much as we can. Nice pick by Sturm to throw to third base, not in time. As we see Fiona Summers, the catcher, playing third base. Doing a nice job over there so far. Misses inside. Nice save by Karina Sturm again. Sturm catching her 3rd different pitcher of the day already. And has looked like she's very familiar with each pitcher. Fly ball. Nice diving play by Fiona Summers. She'll come up looking for a runner to pick off. And right on cue, Fiona Summers makes a diving play. And as we tell players all the time at scout showcases, if we put you in a position that's unfamiliar, can't hurt your stock. But when a catcher goes out to third base in a national showcase setting and makes a diving play, it obviously shows high-level instinct. And from a coach's standpoint, just a willingness to play other positions. Royster steps in. She's 1 for 2. Swings. Show slap. Ground ball to the third base side. Fiona Summers to the plate in time to get Lauren Bray. And another heads-up play by Fiona Summers. As that goes a 5-2 fielder's choice for Royster. As she's now 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Runners at the corners. Royster at first, a plus runner. Haley Best at third base. Now to bring up Marciniak, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Throw to second base in time, but Shug can't hold on to it. And Haley Best will score on that. That'll push the lead 4-2 for the yellow team. Royster now in scoring position for Marciniak. She'll fly that ball into deep center field. Logan Calhoun back, about 3 steps back, and she's under it. And that'll end the inning. Blue team due up here in the bottom of the 5th, down 4-2 from the Scout National Showcase in Kennesaw, Georgia. Kaylin Meyer out of Florida will be in the circle for her first inning today. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Estelle, Solons, and Brackett due up for the blue team. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Katie Laxonen behind the plate for the yellow team. Florida pitching to Connecticut. Meyer misses high and outside. Meyer touched 60 in the circle back in St. Petersburg back in December 2013. Really working on adding secondary pitches into a repertoire. Swing and a miss by Estelle. Estelle grounded out to second base back in the 2nd inning. 2-2 the count to Estelle. Ground ball to the left side. Abigail Rogers picks it up. Throws another strike to first base. Savannah Turvey at first base this time. And there's 1 out. Marciniak and Best up the middle. Georgia Outlaws at the corners with Rogers and Turvey. Rogers about as steady as you're ever going to find at third base. Solons will step in. She grounded out to Rogers in her first at bat. She'll take the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Off the glove of Marciniak. Looked like she was peeking at Solons just a little bit. And Marciniak with a couple of uncharacteristic plays early. There's no doubt she's going to make those plays very, very soon. Marciniak already at her 2nd Scout National Showcase before she's ever taken 1 class as a 9th grader. Marciniak at 71 overhand already. Blake Brackett the hitter. She swings through the first offering from Caitlin Meyer as she shows slap. Brackett 0 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher. Flew out to right field. She'll ground that ball to first base off of Turvey's foot. She'll pick it up in time. Turvey able to keep her calm a little bit. And Logan Calhoun will step in. Calhoun 1 for 2 with the triple. Grounded out the second baser last time at the plate back in the 3rd inning. She'll foul that ball off down the left field line. And again, that's not a situation where Calhoun can't catch up to that pitch. That's more of a situation where Calhoun is able to recognize that she swings at a bad pitch and doesn't try to overcome that and try to force that ball in the play. She'll just live for another pitch. She'll sky that ball out to shortstop. Marciniak underneath it, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 6th. The yellow team still on top 4-2 from Scout Nationals here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Abigail Rogers will lead things off for the yellow team, up 4-2. As we go to the top of the 6th from Kennesaw State. Rogers has already scored 2 runs today. She's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. She's already swiped a couple of bags, has an RBI to show for it. Rogers, Turvey, and Chelsea Evans. Katie Laxonen will hit it should anyone reach. Rogers chokes up about 1.5 inches at the plate. First pitch from Carr. Change up, hammered down the left field line. Off the glove of Sturm, and that'll go for a single. The fact that Sturm was able to get a glove up for that held that to a single, not a double. And a very impressive job from Rogers, able to adjust to the off speed from Casey Carr without ever seeing a pitch from her. When things are going right, those are just things that are easy for hitters to do, and when things are going bad, it's impossible. Turvey will step in. 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the first inning that scored Rogers. Swings through the Casey Carr drop, and it's no balls at a strike. Fiona Summers behind the plate. She'll take a break from third base where she made a diving play and was able to throw out a runner going home from third base as well. 0-1 pitch blocked by Summers. Rogers going to take off for second base. She's in there. Just too much speed. You know, with a player like Rogers, knowing a large number of 2016s that are already committed, it's hard to believe that a kid like that is still out there. We know one thing, though, with the Georgia Outlaws, she won't be there for long. Ball gets past Summers. Rogers will make it to third standing up. You just don't find the combination of power and speed and defense, and as she's showing here, just the sixth tool with the mental side of the game that Rogers possesses. Chelsea Evans on deck. Turvey looking to add some insurance runs. That'll be in there for strike 2. Outfield plays Turvey fairly deep. Ground ball to the right side. It's foul. Rogers plenty of speed at third base. Should be able to score on anything, at least with a medium depth in the outfield. Somerset's outside. Ground ball. Hitter in the box. Just a dead ball. Foul. Stern plays even with the bag at third base. Fly ball to left field. Logan Calhoun under it. And Rogers is going to stay put at third base wisely. Not only is Calhoun into the mid-60s with her velocity, she also has one of the more accurate arms that we've seen this year. That may have been a situation where Rogers, even with her speed, thrown out by 3 or 4 steps. Chelsea Evans will hit with a chance to extend a lead for the yellow team. Misses inside for ball 1. Yellow still up 4-2. Here in the top of the 6th. 1-0 pitch. Foul ball in the box from Evans. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Carr goes to the changeup. Not happening on that pitch. 2-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Nice spot by Casey Carr. And on the low and inside screwball from Carr, she really creates a very tough angle. Almost impossible to keep that ball fair when she throws it where she wants to. In the same spot there again. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chelsea Evans, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a single and a strikeout. Blocked by Summers. And Rogers under the tag of Summers. As Summers only takes about 3 steps to her right to get the ball. Rogers just too good of a secondary lead and too much speed to contain on the bases. Looked like she may have jammed her hand a little bit. I'm sure that won't slow her down though. You can see Summers kind of going through the play in her head, wondering what she's supposed to do there, and there's nothing you can do. Rogers simply too fast, had too big of a break at third. Evans takes inside. So the yellow team extends the lead 5-2. Evans walks on that pitch, and now the count resets to 2 balls and a strike for Carr. Summers sets outside. Carr misses low and in again as she begins to struggle with her command just a little bit. Three and 1 the count. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ball's lifted into left field. Logan Calhoun into the alley about 3 steps. She runs it down. And there's 2 outs. That'll bring up Katie Laxonen out of Connecticut. Laxonen struck out and singled her last at bat. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Nice spot by Casey Carr. Caitlin Meyer on deck. She'd like to add some insurance runs. Swing and a miss. As Carr is able to be bailed out on that pitch a little bit by Laxonen. Looks like Laxonen is trying to gear up a little bit to hit the velocity of Casey Carr. Understandably so. Change up, lifted into right field. And that ball's going to fall in front of Shea Solons in right. And Laxonen is now 2 for 3 on the afternoon, as that ball just found a place to land. Nice change up by Carr. Laxonen able to resist just long enough to put that ball in play. And that'll bring up Caitlin Meyer. Strike on the outside corner. Meyer 0 for 2. She's grounded out to the shortstop. She lined out to the shortstop last time. As Casey Carr made a nice play going up the middle to snag a line drive. It's like that ball's to Karina Sturm off her foot, though, it looks like. We'll bring Caitlin Meyer back to the plate. That ball was definitely off her foot. Good news for Karina Sturm, though. She went ahead and played through that ball. That's something else that we really try to encourage players to do and feel like they should do at any point that they get in front of a coach, is to make any play you can. If you catch a ball on a short hop that's foul, go ahead and throw it across. There's nothing negative that can happen by doing that. Meyer digs in. Pitch is outside. Summers to first base, not in time. Laxonen has not drifted off the bag too far yet. Summers doing as instructed to pick off as much as you can. Fly ball out to third base. Sturm makes the play again. This time it's for real. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Blue team's got some work to do. They're down 3. Head to the bottom of the 6th, 5-2 from Kennesaw. Caitlin Meyer back out for her 2nd inning of work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Blue team down 5-2. Casey Carr, Rachel Bonatavides, Kara Wilson. Do it for the blue team here in the bottom of the 6th. Chelsea Evans at first base, Abigail Rogers over at third. Casey Carr lead things off. Nice pickup by Katie Laxonen behind the plate. Going to the backhand there. You see the red team beginning to move around a little bit. This is high and away. We saw Madison Metter there stop and take a look at travel ball teammate Casey Carr at the plate. He is now up 2 balls and no strikes. She'll hammer that ball into left field. Lands in front of Avery Lamb, and Carr's ahead with the leadoff single. Looks like she got that ball off the end of the bat just a little bit. Bonatavidis will step in. She's 1 for 2 with the single and a strikeout. Laxonen able to go to her backhand side to pick that ball up before it got to the backstop. Meyer worked the scoreless bottom of the 5th. Ball's hit well in the right field. It's a nice job by Savannah Turvey in right field to pick that ball up on the run. Ball was well hit by Bonatavidis. And of course, Turvey saying she had it the entire time. Because that's what catchers do every time they make a play in the outfield. Kara Wilson will step in. 0 for 2 at the strikeout. She'll hammer that ball down the third base line. It's foul. Just out of the reach of Abigail Rogers. Wilson's had good swings at the plate today, just doesn't have anything to show for it yet. She's grounded out to third, struck out back in the 4th. Wilson swung the bat extremely well. St. Petersburg in December of 2013 at Eckerd College. She'll hold up on the changeup for Meyer. Casey Carr, the runner at first base, has good speed. Wilson runs well too. That ball's going to skip past Laxonen. Casey Carr will take second base without a throw, and now she's in scoring position. Blue team still down 5-2. Tying run sits on deck. Kara Wilson takes upstairs. And as Meyer's able to add some different pitches into her assortment of pitches, she'll find these situations, these 2-1s, 2-0s, a little bit less intimidating against good hitters when you have some different stuff you can throw at them. The ball's going to skip past Laxonen again, and Casey Carr moves 60 feet closer to trimming the lead down to 2. Rogers plays a step ahead of the bag at third. Haley Best at second base, just behind the line a little bit. She'll read the play. Blue team will play back-to-back games here. They've got the red team next. Ball's off the end of the bat. Laxonen will pick it up foul. A lot to like about the swing that Wilson just took. You like her staying aggressive, attacking the softball. She'll lift that ball into left field. Lamb's not going to be able to get to it. It looks like it's overhead. Lands the gaps. Casey Carr is going to score very easily. Kara Wilson into second base. And that's going to go as an RBI double. Lamb not an outfielder by trade. As you've watched Avery Lamb pitch today, you see that her future is definitely in the circle. Sturm sets in. She takes strike 1 right over the heart of the plate for Meyer. Sturm 1 for 2. Scored a run back in the second, struck out in the 4th. Wilson, the runner at second base. 5-3 blue. Or 5-3 yellow, that is. Fouls that ball off into the stadium seating down the right field line, where the coaches' offices are. Very nice area for fans to watch the game. Ball's lifted into center field. It'll land in front of Royster. The throw to third base is not in time as Rogers can't hold on to it. And the tying run moves up to second base as Karina Sturm's able to dump a single into center field. And it should be said as well that the Atlanta National Showcase this year could possibly be the most well-pitched National Showcase of the season. Montana Shug steps in. Close, but misses a little bit up and away. Montana Shug 2 for 2 so far today with an RBI. 2 singles. And she'll drill that ball into center field. It'll land in front of Royster. She'll come up, throw into the plate. She'll hold it. Stern will stop at third base. Shug at first. And the blue team inches a little bit closer. 5-4. Tying run moves to third base. Fiona Summers, the hitter, 0 for 2 today. Takes outside for ball 1. That ball's going to get away from Laxone, and Sturm to the plate. Standing up. And we're tied at 5 apiece. Go ahead run in the form of Montana Shug moves up to second base. Meyer holding her composure well in the circle. Has had a couple balls hit that could have been run down possibly. Hasn't been hit hard yet. Summers being patient. Shug the runner at second base. And that ball's lifted into right field. Savannah Turvey will pick it up. The throw to the plate is cut off by Meyer, and Shug has scored a go-ahead run for the blue team here in the bottom of the 6th. An RBI single by Fiona Summers. That'll score Montana Shug. Kara Estelle will be the hitter with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Strike 1 right over the middle of the plate. Fiona Summers able to take second base on the throw from Turvey. It was cut by Meyer. Changeup misses. Count evens, the ball and a strike. And Summers on the delayed steal will take third base. Staying aggressive, putting the pressure on the yellow team. One pitch. In the dirt. And Summers will score. Now it's 7-5. As a delayed steal, 2 pitches prior, pays off for Fiona Summers. As she's able to pad the lead, 7-5. Base is clear. Kara Estelle, the hitter. Swing and a miss. Just misses outside. Swing and a miss. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Shay Sullins will step in. 1 for 2 at the single. Singled back in the 5th inning. She takes the first offering from Meyer low. In the dirt for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way. Misses wide into the other batter's box. It's 2-0. And it really comes down to the situation with Meyer that adding secondary pitches, adding movement, adding to the assortment is going to be a very important part of her evolution as a pitcher. 3-0 pitch is high and inside. Count's going to reset to 2 balls and a strike for Solon. Meyer young though, 2017. Plenty of time. Will develop. Ground ball to the left side, Rogers. Strike to Evans, and that'll end the 6th. Blue team able to score 5 times, and they take a 7-5 lead to the 7th inning. Yellow team coming up. Royster, Marciniak, and Rogers for the yellow team here in the top of the 7th. We're going to play the bottom of the 7th no matter what, too. Try to make sure that pitchers and hitters get enough at bats, get enough exposure here. And I apologize, that will be Lauren Bray leading off, not Royster. Bray, Best, and Lamb. Ground ball picked up by Bonatavadis on the first base. As Bonatavadis able to show off the leather there. Karina Stern behind the plate again. Haley Best to hit her. Avery Lamb on deck. Changeup misses. Ground ball to third base. Casey Carr picks it up. Throws a bullet across to first base in time. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The yellow team down to their final out. And the blue team is not done yet because they will continue to hit in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Avery Lamb, the hitter. Left-handed pitcher out of Georgia. Inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Changeup just misses outside. 1-1 pitch on the way. Line drive into the left field. And Blake Brackett will throw a strike into second base. Royster, the hitter. 2 outs, runner at first base. Swing and a miss. Show slap this time. Bonatavadis misses low and away. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. And a catch by Logan Calhoun. That'll end the threat of the yellow team. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th for our last at bat from the blue team. 7-5 blue coming up from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Isn't that game? Isn't that game?
Chelsea Evans back on for her 3rd inning of work. She started it. She'll get to close it out for us. Blake Brackett to lead things off. She's 0 for 3 so far. Nice block from Lauren Bray behind the plate. Brackett's grounded out to the pitcher, flown out to right field, grounded out to first base. Swing and a miss. Just being a little anxious today so far. Blake's got to settle in, let things come to her a little bit more. Don't force the opportunity. It's always going to be there. Misses low and away. Laxon will pick that ball up foul. Brackett beginning to let the ball get a little bit deeper. The deeper she lets the ball get, the more success she's going to have. She's pulled the ball a few times already today. Misses high with the rise ball. Brace sets outside. Count's going to reset to 2 balls and a strike from Evans. As Brackett walked, count resets to 2-1. She walks again, it'll go full count. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Two and two the count to Blake Brackett, leading things off for the blue team here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Blue team has already secured a victory, 7-5 at least. All they can do is add on to their total now, as we always bat the bottom half of the inning. Full count to Brackett. It'll stay there till she gets on base or gets out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Evans has her 2nd strikeout of the afternoon. Logan Calhoun will step in. 1 for 3 with the triple. Scored a run. Change up, swing and a miss. And if you can fool Logan Calhoun with your changeup, you've really done something there, because she doesn't miss many pitches. Doesn't swing at many balls off the plate either. Counts even at 1 ball and a strike. Our red team and blue team will get underway just about 15 minutes at the conclusion of this game. Ground ball to the left side off the dugout. Again, Calhoun with the ability to spoil a good pitcher's pitch, to hit it foul. Whereas you'll see a lot of hitters that will stop the lower half and roll over just to hit a ball fair. Not Calhoun. 1-2. Ground ball to the right side. Laxona picks it up. She'll step on first base. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Casey Carr will try to extend the game here for the blue team, who's already wrapped up the victory at 7-5. Carr's 2 for 3 with the strikeout. Pair of singles, scored a run, an RBI, stole the base. He's thrown 2 innings in the circle, made a couple of outstanding defensive plays. In there. No balls and 2 strikes to Casey Carr. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch on the way. Rise ball misses up and away. And it's 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. It's a foul ball in the box. And Carr's still alive. Again, red and blue coming up right after this. You're able to watch that game on demand anytime you want to on the Scout Softball website on the National Showcase page. Brace sets inside, swing and a miss on the changeup, and that'll wrap things up. Our final score here from Kennesaw, Georgia. Our yellow team wins it 7-5. Abby Rogers goes 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored and an RBI for the yellow team. And Chelsea Evans able to pitch the first 2 innings for the yellow team and then close out her own game. Make sure you tune into other Scout National Showcase games this summer. I'm Mark Mulvaney. Thanks for watching.